Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
The content that is coming to this channel, not amazing, it's going to be outstanding. No, but for real, I try to improve my content from video to video, and I think you can see that. So let's start off with our tier list. Let's get to business. Starting off with the God tier is Raiden Shogun. So God tier are units that can do something better than everyone else does, or they can do something that no other unit can do. Okay, so these are the God tiers. Raiden, you know, not only is she a good enabler for teams with her energy recharge, but she also does a lot of damage. And not only that, but her E also buffs the damage from units' ultimates, which is crazy actually. Now next up we have the Traveler, B tier. By the way, B tier and A tier, they're not bad. You can still play them. Like, you can still clear Abyss with these as your main DPS. You just need a lot better artifacts and good teams with sub DPS and everything. So there's that. Who else? Then we got Mona. Let's go for Mona. Mona, I think, is still S+. Really good unit for Venti Ganyu team. You know, Morgana is what the team is known for, called. She dropped off a little from the release because she had a lot of leverage over other units, because she was one of the only Hydro units. There were pretty much no Hydro units, so she had leverage on other units because of that, because teams needed Hydro application and Mona was pretty much the only option you had. So then we next up have Amber. Come on, man. Like, come on. If you like to play Amber, go to a doctor. Goro, I think, is actually S tier because he is such a good support for Ito. He's so good for Ito, so that's why he's S tier. And next up we have Barbara. Early game, she carried me through the early game when I started in the release days from Genshin Impact. You know, but now she just fell off in the late game. She's not useful at all. She doesn't do a lot. You get frozen against ice enemies as well, so Now, who else do we have? Xiao is S tier. He has a lot of good AoE damage, but he still can deal good damage with his single target as well. Like, he can keep up, but he fell off a bit as well, just as it is usually. But you can also play him with a C4 Jean that buffs his damage by a lot, because she reduces an emo resist. Did you know that? So Jean, where is she? I don't find Jean. There we go. Jean is S+ tier. Yes, S+ actually. And the reason for that is simple. She is just great. I always use her. Always. I used to play a lot of Diona, but I switched her with Jean, and Jean is just so much better than Diona, because Diona's shield lasts really short, you know, and it doesn't shield a lot, so you need to shield up again after you get hit once. And her ulti also doesn't heal anything. Like, it's so useless, especially against the bleeding effect from these wolf guys. So Diana, overrated as fuck when she came out.
Overrated as fuck, in my opinion.
Because she had multiple things. She can do multiple things at once, that's for sure. But all the things she does at once are meh, she doesn't do them well. While Jean has not only an emo that she can apply, but also a lot of healing. Like you can just pop her ult and your full team is full live again. And I always play Jean on one team and Bennett on the other, because these are the best healers at the moment by far. And yeah, if you have Jean and you usually play Diona instead of Jean, consider playing Jean. She's a lot better. Trust me, it's so much better. But if you play a team like a Eula team where you need the cryo particles from Diona, then you obviously go for Diona, you know? Simple as that. Now, next up we have our first A tier unit, and that sadly is Ching. I don't know, when I got her, she was one of my first 5 stars. I was so happy, but she's just not it, you know, she's just not it. She can't keep up. She just can't keep up. Next up, Traveler again, not much to say. Now here's a good one. Beidou also S plus tier. Yes, 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 yes. Beidou S plus tier. I think Beidou is one of the all-time greats with the comps that you use. You can use her so well. She not only gives you protection with her shield, which is actually quite underrated, but the amount of AoE damage is insane. And I think last time I rated her a bit lower because she has no synergy with Raiden, but who cares? She can still play one of the best teams, which is the team with Sucrose, who is also S plus tier. And Sucrose also really strong unit. The 4-star Kazuha and SC6, she's so good, she's so good. The only downside of Sucrose, there's just one, is that her ulti does not last that long. That's the only downside. But other than that, she's an amazing unit. She can be played in so many different comps. You can play her as buffer, as main DPS, and also as for Xiao, you know, you can put TTDS on her and use her to give Xiao particles back so he can charge his ultimate. So she has so many use cases and she does them extremely well, extremely well. Not much to say about that. And Kaya, I'm considering to move him S tier, but I'll put him in A tier for now, because Kaya is one of the most underrated units in the game, pretty much. I mean, I don't like him, I don't like the guy, but he's so good. He's so good for Diluc comps, really good. Because the Diluc usually wants a cryo applicator, and C6 Kaya does that so well, and he can really do a lot of work there. Diluc is S tier. A lot of people will put him in A tier, but he's really good. He's stylish. He has his own wine. I play him a lot, and he's just great. Shenhe is also S tier. I don't know. I don't see a lot of people play her. Like, I don't know. Shenhe. Honestly, I don't have that much experience. I have to go off experience of my friend with Shenhe. He said she's nice for teams with Ayaka, but other than that, she's not really that like meta defining. Then we have Noelle. She's A tier ever since the um, Red Horn Slasher and Goro came out, she actually does a lot. She's all in one. She has her own shield, she has her own damage, she has her own healing. Like, she does it all, you know? She is the maid you need, ladies and gentlemen. Yanfei, budget Klee, but she can do the job. Klee, also really underrated. I think I actually, my first 36 star clear ever since I came back, I was able to do with Klee, because I tried a lot of comps with the new characters, and Klee just did the job. The new characters didn't. So Klee, really underrated. Damage is actually quite well insane. I mean, it's not that insane, but her knockback is so good, because she can CC lock the enemies all day, and it's such a good ability to have. It's really good. Then Aloy, you know, Amber 2 pretty much. Lisa, just for physical units. Then this girl, I don't even know her name, is Ayu, right? A budget version of Jean. But she can be fast.
Go, 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 go. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster, 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 faster.
Then Miss Armpits, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Armpits is definitely S+ tier. I have her, and she is such a monster. Her damage is insane. It's ridiculous. And also in the overworld, the utility you get from her speed and everything is just nasty. Her E damage is also actually a lot of damage. I usually play nowadays I play in the overworld Klee with Yelan, cause for example, when you get to enemies, you just throw a Klee E to apply pyro to all the enemies, and then you E through them with Yelan, and Yelan one-shots them all with her E. It's crazy, the application of it. Yelan's counterpart, you know, they're the same. They're pretty much the same value. I'd actually say, yeah, I mean, it depends on which comp. Cause Xingqiu, I always play them both. Pretty much, you can play them both in a Raiden comp. You can play them both in lots of comps. Not all, but also Yelan. Yelan is really good for Eula, actually. Yeah. The Armpit Lady is good for Eula, cause her 50% damage increase of her ultimate, I mean, it's not exactly 50%, but it's so good for Eula. And also the consistent Hydra application that will freeze enemies, so you don't have to dodge with Eula, which is such a good buff. The best Eula team now is, I can tell you, Yelan, Eula, Raiden, Zhongli. Because, yeah, I don't have to go in depth with it. I think Eula is S+, just because of that already. Somewhere like there. She's a great character, and she always gets new units that actually are able to do a lot for her. It's actually crazy. Chi-Chi, another Amber. Come on. At the beginning, everyone rated her S tier. I was so happy because I was new to the game. I looked at tier lists as well myself, and I saw people rating Chi-Chi S tier. I was like, nice. I'm so happy that I got her. But I also had Xingqiu as one of my first units, and when I read through it, I was like, damn, that's cracked. And tier lists were low on him, but I knew he's cracked. And look where we are now. Huh? These guys. Zhongli, he has fallen off a bit, to be honest. I don't use him that often anymore. He's still great. You could put him in God tier actually, but since the Wolves and came out and so many other good units came out, like, and also with Zhongli you get bad at the game, because when I don't play with Zhongli I forget to dodge. So I get so I had to get used to not playing that much Zhongli. But he's also really good on mobile, because on mobile you can't play it properly. At least I can't, I'm not that skilled. And next up, A tier. She's good for Yoimiya. I think Yoimiya is just up here because of Yelan, just like Eula is because of Yelan. That's the only reason why they're up here. Maybe I'm too high on them. I don't know. But that's my point of view. And now watch out on a unit that I'm actually quite low on. Is Hu Tao. Yes, Hu Tao. I mean, not low. She's really strong. Like all S tier are really strong, but people always say, "Oh, she's so good." She is good, but is she that superior to others? I don't think so. I don't think so. She didn't get a lot of units since her release that buff her up, so her powers pretty much stayed the same, while other units got buffed up from new releases. So Hu Tao is great, but yeah. Ayato also great. I'd say he is somewhere here, maybe even higher. My friend's experience from Ayato is just that he's great, but you could also just use any of these like other units. Then next up we have Albedo, A tier for me. I'm not high on Albedo. You can tell me whatever you want. I remember all these YouTube Albedo salesmen that were hyping him up for doing 30k per tick with his E when they had him C6. Like, what the fuck? What does 30k per tick mean when you have him C6 when your C6 Eula does 2 million damage with her ultimate? Like, stop selling me Ayato, man. But anyways, Ganyu, I think she is one of the units that actually was able to stand her ground and stand her test of the time, withstand the test of the time. She has stayed one of the strongest DPS in the game. Her damage is really good. Her comp, Morgana comp with Venti and Mona is really good. And I think Venti is also top. I think last time I put him in God tier, just like Zhongli, because they both can do something that no other unit can. But it's not as important as it used to be. I still think Venti, people are low on Venti because of Kazuha, but you can't take something away from a unit just because of another unit. Like, you can't be, that's the same argument as saying now that Yelan is out, you don't need a Xingqiu is weaker. No, not at all. Not at all. So Venti is still really strong. In overworld as well, he can help a lot. He gives you energy. Your team energy has the best crowd control. His damage is actually quite high as well. Like, he does a lot of things. Yeah, people sleep on Venti. Child is just like Ayato. It's pretty much the same in terms of damage. He's also Hydro. They also have some AoE in their kit. Child has the higher nuke, so I think actually Child is higher up because of the nuke of his ultimate. And then we have Ito. I was really high on Ito. I think his damage is insane. But when they released him, they made sure that he's really strong. They gave him all the tools he needs with the Goro, with his damage, with his new set, with everything they gave him. So there wasn't actually that much potential. There isn't so much upside for him, and therefore he also struggles with shields most of the time to get rid of them. So there's Ito. Now, who else do we have? Rosaria, S tier, low S tier. She gives you crit rate. She gives you some cryo particles for units. She does a bit of damage. She applies cryo for pyro DPS like a Diluc, or for some freeze teams. Now Yun is just like Kaya, one of the most underrated units. I think they're really good. And if you have if you're not a meta slave, I think they're fun to play. I mean, especially Yun. Uchizara is same as Goro, buffs one unit, and that's right. Then Xiangling, low S plus tier. She is great. She's extremely meta with characters, with a lot of teams actually. But that's pretty much it. Not much to say about her. Not much to say about Ningguang either. Toma is kinda a dipshit, to be honest. But I think we'll put him right here. Something like that. He's a kinda dipshit, yeah. Then at the beginning everyone was playing Razor, while I didn't build him, even though I had good constellations on him, because I knew he needs too much uptime and he doesn't have a lot of synergies. Well, mainly the uptime was a concern for me back then, and it came out that this is a problem. Hey Miko. Also, great unit, a great damage dealer. She doesn't need to be the main DPS, but if she's not, then she needs a lot of field time. But overall, she's great. She can be played with Yelan as well. She can, because she's not a full main DPS, and Yelan is not a full main DPS as well. So but both could use quite a bit of uptime. They can work well together. Same with Fischl. You need a Fischl with your Yamiko, that's for sure. And therefore a Fischl is right here. Because Fischl's energy that she gives your team is insane. Like, it's so good. I underrated her a lot, and she's great. Best DPS in the game by far. She hasn't got any drawbacks. She has just a lot of damage. Just a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have a drawback. She does not have a HP requirement like Wu Tao. She can break shields, unlike Though she still has upside, and she has so many good teams. I mean Ito. She doesn't rely mainly on AoE damage. She can still deal enough single target damage. She's just by far the best DPS. Kazuha got here as well, but I still think Bennett is better. Even though a lot of people think Kazuha best unit in the game, blah blah blah. I think for Bennett you don't really have a replacement. While for Kazuha you do. You know, for Bennett you can use a Gene and a Kokomi, and that's about it. That's about it. Like maybe, yeah. But for Kazuha, you can use Venti, Sucrose, or you don't go for a Nemo character at all. You play someone like Yelan in there as well, or just double sub DPS. You know, so you have some replacements. Obviously, Kazuha is insane. But so is Bennett. These are the two best units by far. Now she's actually also underrated as a physical DPS. But we'll put her right here. She's a lot of fun. She's spin to win. Then I'd say S tier. Like the heal is decent. Maybe even A tier. The heal is decent, but it's not like game changing. I was hoping for an electro healer, but it's not as good as I was hoping for. Now Heizo got tier for sure. Heizo got tier. No, but for real, Heizo, I think the fact that he's an emo is great, and therefore he can be played in lots of team comps, but I don't think his damage will be that high, but I think because of his team's damage he's gonna be really well. He's gonna perform really well, so maybe he's on par with these guys, you know? Yeah, I think that's it for the tier list. That's a good tier list, isn't it? Right? Yeah.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that follow button for more content.